So, Josh Padley is going to be returning to fight Reece Bellotti at Sheffield in the Dave Allen Makhmudov undercard. Now, this is a fight at, I believe, will be at lightweight because that's where Josh Padley fights. Now, Josh Padley is a boxer who most people probably haven't heard of before, but if you have, you know him for beating Mark Chamberlain and you know him for fighting Shakur Stevenson on very short notice. He lost to Shakur Stevenson and ultimately was, in my opinion, quite thoroughly outboxed and outclassed. But that doesn't mean that Josh Padley's shot to bits. That doesn't mean he can't ever go on to have a good career, because ultimately Josh Padley was a guy who hadn't even become British champion and was fighting a world champion. And not only a world champion, one of the best boxers in the world in Shakur Stevenson. It's not like he was fighting one of these scrub world champions, right? Josh Padley was in there with the very best at lightweight, right? And he lost. Granted, he lost. But against Reece Bellotti, he's fighting someone who's far more his level, and I think he would beat Reece Bellotti. Reece Bellotti's a guy who, yes, has been around for a while now and has mixed it at area level, British level for a while. Mixed it with a lot of guys at British level. Has been beaten by guys at British level as well. Partially is what I think will give Josh Padley the edging factor in this fight. The fact that he's, other than Shakur Stevenson, he's not lost, and he is a good boxer. I know there'll be people that only saw the Shakur Stevenson fight and saw this guy get outclassed by a world-class boxer. But even in that fight, Josh Padley did show moments of, promise, did show moments of, definitely showed fight in that fight. And, you could see he wasn't a guy who was coming for a paycheck at all, which he easily could have, and a lot of people wouldn't have blamed him for that. He wasn't coming for a paycheck, he was coming to fight. And he gave Shakur a fight, especially early on in that fight. Ultimately, Shakur did work him out, figure it out, and find the openings and take those openings and win the fight, which is what world champions do. And Josh Padley's not there yet. Probably never will get there because lightweight is a really tough division, if we're being honest. But I do fancy him to beat Reece Bellotti. I think both guys actually are more brawlers. But I fancy Josh Padley to be able to stay in that storm and control it a bit more. Now, I think Reece Bellotti could catch him, but I think Josh Padley's pretty tough and can take a shot on the chin. I think Shakur dropped Padley with body shots, it was in the end. Now, Shakur, again, he's not a gigantic puncher, particularly at lightweight, but there's levels to this. And ultimately, if you're getting hit cleanly, if Shakur's forcing those openings and you're getting hit cleanly, you can only go for so long, right? But I say all that to say, I think ultimately Josh Padley's going to win this fight. And there's no belts on the line, but in my opinion, this could even be treated as a, unofficial British lightweight title eliminator. Because, of course, we know Sam Noakes will likely vacate his championships when he fights Abdullah Mason. And we did have Hatim win a lightweight British and Commonwealth title eliminator in the York Hall not too long ago. Hatim v Padley for the British title could be a real proposition there. Could be a real fight. I like the sound of that fight. I think both guys are very high-level boxers, very tricky boxers, very high IQ boxers. And stylistically, as a boxing fan, I would like to see that fight because you've got Hatim, who's quite big for lightweight, and Padley, a guy who's got experience spinning around this level, but neither guy has been able to reach that British title yet. And I think the winner of Padley and Bellotti should fight Hatim for that vacant championship when it becomes vacant. But yeah, I'd be super curious to know what you guys think of this fight. Do you think that Bellotti can use that experience? He's been in there with a number of guys at British level, beat some of them, lost to some of them, but been in there nonetheless. Or do you think Josh Padley ultimately is going to be too good of a boxer to lose to the likes of Reece Bellotti? I'll be super curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.